Hello, current grade 11s. This is a video for you entering into your grade 12 year to help you make your course selections so that you know what classes you have to pick to graduate for next year. So you're going to go to the Esterhazy High. I know you guys have done this a couple of times already, so this is hopefully just a refresher. But you're going to go to the Esterhazy High School homepage and to the Maplewood portal for students and parents. And you're going to click on that. And I just want to thank Kaylee for letting me use her account as your sample today. So you're going to log in. This is, remember, case sensitive when you're logging into your Maplewood Connected and your passwords. So we're going to log in today. Now it's not taking very long. It might take a while for you guys if you have not logged in from home in a while, especially when we're looking at making the course selections in the window. It might, again, take a long time to load. So remember, your transcripts are here. It has all your courses and the mark that you got in your courses. So if you need to look at that to see which classes that you have, please do so. And we're going to go to times table and choices, if you do recall. So again, this might take a little bit of time to load from your houses. So now I previously made a list for the grade 10. So we're going to just edit this list. I don't want those course choices. So I'm going to delete all of these and we're going to start from scratch. Sorry, guys. So remember when you're making your course selections that you're going to go to the No Departments Assigned. You're going to click the little plus button. And again, you get to pick which grade that you are going to make your course selections from. So now, hopefully, and for most of you, all of you have passed your classes or you have nothing, no deficits from grade 11 that you need to correct. But if you know that you didn't pass a class or you know that you have to take a class again because it's required for graduation, you'll go to the grade 11 tab and you'll pick that class. But today we're going to go look at the grade 12 courses. So the required classes that you need to take in order to graduate, there are 3. You need English Language Arts A30. So we're going to click on that here and then it goes to this menu. It is a mandatory class, so we're going to keep it on mandatory and we're going to add it to our student choices, which is going to show up here on the list. Again, it might take a few seconds to pop up. There we go. And that is one of our student choices. Next, you need to pick ELA B30. And again, this is a mandatory class. You are going to add it to your list. And the other last third class that you must have is either Social Studies 30, Canadian Studies, or History 30. And it's under HCS 30. So I'm going to pick History 30. That's a mandatory. I must have it in my schedule. Now there's a few considerations that I would like you guys to make when you're picking the next round of classes. You need to be very, very careful that what you are picking is also going to be, if it's a requirement for university. So for many of you, to get into university, there is a list of classes that you need to take. For the most part, you're going to need a math, and that might be Math Foundations, Math Foundations, sorry. If I can find it, Math Foundations might be one of those classes. And if it is a class that you need to get into university, then it is a mandatory class. So I'm going to add that to my schedule. For some of you, Math Pre-Calculus might be a required course, especially if you are doing perhaps a business or if you're doing engineering or anything along those lines, more science. Perhaps you might even need a Pre-Calculus 30. So I'm going to add that, and if I need it to get into university, then it's a mandatory class. Calculus is not a mandatory class for any program in Saskatchewan right now. However, if you're planning on doing engineering, it would be very, very beneficial for you to take calculus because many math classes in university have those components in them. So you are likely to do much better at a university math course, if you do have the Calculus 30, and if you like math, then you might want to pick that as an option. I'm not going to do that today because I don't want to pick that right now. Now, in order to graduate with 24 credits, you need to have the ELA A30, the B30, a history or social studies, and 2 other 30 level classes. Now, I know many of you actually have 30 level classes already, so this is not a concern for you, but it is something that I do want to mention in this video. So now I get to fill my schedule with the remaining classes that I want to take in my grade 12 year. So I have my math. For many universities, they also will require at least 1 science, if not 2. So I want to pick Biology 30 as one of my sciences. And again, the prerequisites, it lists them here, environmental science or health science. It won't let me register if I don't have those prerequisites. So I'm going to pick this as mandatory because it's a university requirement, and it's going to add that to my schedule. Next, another class that might be mandatory for me because I've been taking French for the last 3 years is French 30, so I'm going to add that to my list. In grade 12, you are allowed to have 2 spares. So a minimum of 8 classes. You guys all know that I like drama, so I would die if I did not have drama 30, so I'm going to make that mandatory. But again, if this is a class that you're okay, it's an elective, if you're not going to be too hurt if you don't get the class, or if it's an alternate just like to fill your schedule, then you would pick either elective or alternate. I know you guys know that. You've done this several years in a row now, but just a reminder for you. But I would die if I didn't have drama 30, so I'm going to put that on my list. Now, you are allowed to have 2 spares in your grade 12 year. So right now I have 8 classes. That would fill my schedule. However, because things might not fit in your schedule, it is optimum for you to pick at least 2 to 3 classes above the minimum requirements. So if you know you want a full schedule, you want to take 10 classes, maybe pick 1 or 2 extra to give you some wiggle room within your course selections. So let's say none of the rest of these classes really appeal to me. There's nothing else that I really want to take here, but perhaps there was another class in grade 11 that you did not get to take because it was full or it didn't fit in with your schedule. So maybe one of those is forensic science. Really wanted to take it. It wasn't an option. So I'm going to pick forensic science as an elective. Like that would be a good choice to fill my schedule. And I'm going to add that to my classes. Next, maybe a CWE20. It's really good, especially if you are not sure necessarily what you want to do next year and you would like to go and try a few job placements and see where a good job would fit. Maybe a CWE20 would be a good option. So I'm going to pick that as an elective. Next, maybe even like psychology. Like I know I did my history 20 or my social studies 20, but I really was interested in psychology and it didn't fit in with my schedule. So I'm going to pick that one as an elective. And maybe phys ed. I need to stay a little bit more active and I'm not going to pick that as an elective. That'll be an alternate just if it fits with my schedule. That would be great. So again, I have 12 classes here that will go into my schedule. I can always, and you guys know this, I can go back into here. I'm going to talk to you. You're going to talk about this with your parents and see if this is all a good fit for you. And maybe you're going to change something, decide that you're not going to take bio, you're going to take chem. So you delete that and then you'd go back in and add the chemistry to your course schedule. I hope this helps you guys. I know that maybe some of you did not get a chance to talk with me about your plans for next year. And if that is the case, please go on to my website. We'll schedule a Zoom meeting or email me and we can figure something out so that we can have a chat about what your plans are for next year. If you're really not sure about what classes to pick, again, email me. We can set up a Zoom meeting so that you guys can feel a little bit more comfortable about which classes that you're going to pick for next year. I hope this helps. Good luck and happy picking your courses.